What the story is all about, okay? Go ahead, Brian.
Alright, I'm going to tell you a story about a mighty kingdom in a unknown land. See, in this kingdom, the king called everybody into his castle. And he said he wanted the kingdom's strongest man, the king's fastest man, and the king's most wisest. And he called them up and he said, I have a quest for you. I want you to go through the forest of the Hope Knots. He says, I want you to go through there and then come back, and whoever comes back safe can marry my daughter. So they asked a few questions, and they said, how should I come through? He said, and the king said, well, I have this flute. Every day in the morning, at noon, and at night, I'll play my flute. And only one person in the whole entire kingdom has the exact flute and can play the same song that I know how, and that is my son. So the wise man cleared it up, so he said, only your son knows how. So he said, yes. So the king said, go out and pick one man to journey with you through the forest of the Hope Knots. So they did, and they journeyed out. Now weeks went by, no one returned. Then there was months, and it was pretty much a really long time before anybody came back. Finally, one day, a soldier at the wall saw two men barely walking in front of the castle. So he told the king, and the king said, bring them, clean them up, but don't tell anybody who they are. So the king called everybody into his kingdom once again, and he had a mighty feast. And he said, and everybody at the feast was talking, saying, ooh, I think it's the wise man, or ooh, I think it's the strong, or I think it's the fast. Well, nobody really knew. So the king called them out and he said, come out and show yourself. So they came out, and who do you guys think it was?
Wise.
Yeah, it was the wise man. And the king was like super excited. He was saying, how did you get through the forest of the Hope Knots? He said, King, I'm not going to lie to you. It was very rough. It was dark in there and it was scary. The Hope Knots, sure, they were evil, but they did one thing that was horrible. They mimicked. We heard your song, but when you would play it, hundreds of different versions of your song would go around us. And the fast man and the wise man, they got lost and they followed the wrong song. And the king said, how did you know what song was mine? He said, that's who I picked. And then he motioned for the man by his side to take off his hood. So he took off his hood, and who do you guys think he chose? Yeah, he chose the prince, the king's son. He said, King, you said that the only person that knows how to play your song is your son. So as we were riding to the forest of the Hope Knots, he played a song and I memorized it in my heart, so I knew which song was truly yours. So the moral of the story is pretty much, no matter where you are in life, God is always there playing his song, and you need to take Jesus inside so he can help you find the real song.
Amen.
You can go to your seats now.